There's the stupid cat. I'm gonna harass the stupid cat before we start the video. That's right, go home, cat. What is going on, YouTube? It's your boy, Mr. Random, and I know it's been a very long time.
It's been a long day.
I've actually done any Crown Victoria related videos, but I assure you guys, there's a ton of stuff on the way. Now, if you guys haven't been following my channel, or if you happen to be new to my channel, and you're a big Crown Victoria fan, just like I am, well, I highly suggest you browse through my channels and look for something called Project White Lightning, because I do have a ton of stuff planned for Project White Lightning. I have a ton of stuff that I will be ordering in the next week for Project White Lightning, guys. So it's gonna be very, very exciting. I can't wait for you guys to see exactly what it is that I ordered, but I can assure you though, you guys are gonna love it. So if you're Crown Victoria fans, man, just hang tight. There's plenty of Crown Vic stuff coming, guys. Just be patient. All right, and now to get to the point of our video, we all know that the Crown Victoria is probably one of the most durable, longest lasting old four-door sedan you can get on the road to this day for the money. There's no other car out there on the road that for the money will be the durability, dependability, and power of the Crown Victoria. But as much as we love our Crown Vic, guys, they are not perfect, which brings me to the topic of today's video. So if you just happen to have bought yourself a Crown Victoria, or if you're considering buying one, well, this video is going to talk about 4 things that will absolutely 120% fail on your Ford Crown Victoria. Now, if you're a veteran Crown Victoria owner like myself, I've had more than 5 already, then you will know exactly what I'm talking about. Either one of these things, or multiple of them, or all of them, which is in my case, every single one of these things failed on my Crown Vic. Not only on this Crown Vic, but every single Crown Vic I've ever owned, and every other person that I know that owns a Crown Vic. So without further ado, I know I gotta clean this thing, I have to wash it. I have been neglecting it a little bit, guys, but I'm gonna show it some love. Let's get right into the video. Guys, let's go ahead and jump to the first thing, actually one of the most expensive things, even more so than one of the other things on this list that's definitely gonna fail on your Crown Vic. We gotta go under the hood, so let's go ahead and do that. All right, and once we pop the hood, here's one of the very first things that will guarantee to fail on your Ford Crown Victoria if you continue to abuse it. You know who you are, you know who I'm talking about. Stop abusing your Crown Vic, goddammit, show it some love. Anyways, of course, I'm talking about the intake manifold. Now, it's hard to see, it normally fails back there, but this is pretty much what I'm talking about. This 6-pack looking thing, I call it a car's 6-pack abs. You can see all the cylinder indentations right there. All right, now my shadow's gonna mess it up, but this part right here is particularly crucial if you're just buying a Crown Victoria and you're trying to check the engine, you're trying to make sure everything is right. Make sure, I hope the camera picks this up later today when I'm editing it. You guys see, like I said, what I said, the 6-pack abs of your Crown Vic towards the back, right there. You guys get a good glance. You see the other 2 last little indentations right there? Towards the edges, they're actually going to start slightly leaking. Now, these Crown Vics and pretty much any Grand Marquis or anything that has the 4.6 liter was unfortunately plagued with plastic intake manifold, which with heat exposure and time, eventually they crack, the seals crack. If you're lucky enough, maybe it's just a seal. If you're not lucky and it's the actual intake manifold which actually cracked and it is leaking, it's only going to be a matter of time before that water starts getting into your spark plugs and your car is going to catastrophically fail like mine did. So a good way to check if your intake manifold is leaking, or if the car that you're looking for is leaking, like I said, look towards the edge, towards the back. You're going to smell that very distinct coolant smell, and you're going to see towards the edges, you're going to see a little bit of coolant. That's how you know that the intake manifold is failing on this car. Now, if you happen to go to a dealership to get it, which I highly suggest you don't do, it's going to cost up to $1,500 just to fix that thing, because you got to pretty much take apart almost the entire engine. So with that great news, we're starting off number 1. Let's go ahead and go to number 2. All right, guys, and the second thing that's gonna fail on your Ford Crown Victoria, guaranteed this is gonna happen to it, or actually this happens to a lot of Fords. It happened to an old F-150 that I used to own back in the day. That's your AC vacuum hoses are gonna either fray or crack or spring a leak, which is gonna cause this. What's gonna happen is you're gonna turn on your air conditioning, and rather it coming out of these vents like it's supposed to, what's going to happen is they're going to come out of the defrost vents towards the top. Now, if you turn on your air conditioning in your Ford Crown Victoria and it's blowing nice and cold air, but it's just not coming out of these front vents. Well, that's your issue right there, guys. If the AC is coming out of the defrost vent, super easy fix, no more than $40. I know a lot of you guys are going to be happy to find that out, but like I said, the issue is the AC, the air conditioning vacuum lines are either frayed or have a small crack. All you got to do is you make your way to an AutoZone or Advanced Auto Part or wherever you get your parts, buy yourself, it's a thin little black rubber hose. You buy yourself that and you replace it, or you cut it and replace the one that's been destroyed. You can find your vacuum AC vacuum hoses towards the back of the engine bay. Just kind of start following the vacuum lines and check every single one of them one by one. But like I said, 40 bucks, easy fix, not that big of a deal. All right, and since we are in the interior of our Crown Victoria, let's go ahead and discuss number 3 of things that are going to fail on your Crown Victoria, and it just so happens to be the power window regulator. Now, like I said earlier on, every single one of these things has failed on my Crown Victoria, so I have personal experience in not only fixing them, but having to pay for the parts as well. Now, what happens when your power window regulator is, I'm not talking about the little switches. Those can be an easy switch. Now, when you know it's your switch, it's pretty much you hit the switch and nothing happens. It's just, it just clicks and just kind of makes noises, but nothing happens. That's just your relay switch, or your, all you gotta do is put it out, buy a new one, and plug it back in, easy fix. But the power window regulator is pretty much, there is a roll of metallic cable that spools up and brings your window up and down. What ends up happening with that cable is it actually frays, or it even snaps, and it starts winding and twisting on itself, and nothing happens. I'm going to show you guys exactly what it sounds like if your power window regulator is messed up. Okay, this is what's going to happen. Your window's not going to go down, and it's going to make this very distinct noise. Listen closely. Now, I hope the camera was able to pick it up, but what's happening is that it's winding on itself and it's not doing anything. Now, this is a bit of a job to fix. I am planning on doing a video step by step showing you guys how to fix your power window regulator. I really haven't had the chance. I've been really busy. But like I said, it's an easy fix, a quick short fix, a quick temporary fix that you can do is you pop open your door panel, you get yourself a vice grip, and you grip pretty much where the window goes up and down, and it prevents it from actually moving. Now, to fix this thing is usually between $180 to $200 if you take it to somebody, but if you do it yourself, like I'm going to do, like I'm going to show you guys, it should only be about 100 bucks. So I'll get to that video very soon. All right, guys, and since we are still inside the car, I'm going to tell you guys about the last thing. Like I said, I wanted to make this video nice, short, quick, to the point. The last thing that will guaranteed to fail on your Ford Crown Victoria. If you do not believe me, you will be eating your words very soon. Give it a year, give it 2 years. Eventually, this will happen to every single Crown Victoria owner, and that is your transmission is going to completely and utterly fail. Now, I've made several videos explaining exactly what to look for if your transmission fails, but to make it short, what usually happens is that the Crown Victorias don't like going to second gear. So usually around 15 miles an hour, you're going to shift into second, and right around 20 miles an hour, your RPMs are going to go ballistic. They're going to go all the way to the top, but your car is not going to move anywhere past 20 miles an hour. And unfortunately, that's due to all the abuse in 10+ years as these cars have been in service. And remember, these are former police cars. They had to respond to emergency calls. You had to accelerate them very violently. They had to work in a lot of stop and go traffic as well, guys. You guys need to keep that in mind when buying Crown Victoria. Once you fix most of these simple problems, your car will last you pretty much to the end of the world. The world could end and your Crown Victoria will still be sitting there. Now, a transmission might cost you anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500. I got mine replaced for $1,100. I know the cheapest I've heard next time, in case it ever happens with another Crown Vic, or with this one or anything else, or maybe even with White Lightning if it happens, you could get it for like 800 or 900 bucks. I know a place that does it for that much. And that is going to be it for today's video, guys. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. I hope this video was very helpful to you guys. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you guys are Crown Victoria fans, just like your boy right here, make sure to be on the lookout for more Project White Lightning modifications. Like I said, they're going to be coming very soon. I'm going to be ordering them next week, guys, so be patient with me. Like always, it's your boy, Mr. Random, man. Don't forget to share the video with your fellow Crown Vic owners or those of you who are just trying to buy some yourself, man. I hope this really helps you guys. Either way, man, you guys take it easy.